You know, I one time had a customer say to me, "Oh, you guys think you're smart engineers, big engineers." I said, "We don't claim to be big engineers, we claim to be big listeners." I'd say the biggest thing that we provide is we provide a microscope that was built by our customers. The Leeds process has not been to assume that we are here to decide what our customers need. We build what we think our customers need and then bring that product out to them and ask them for direction and improvements. Anybody can design a lip on your table so that your cylindrical samples don't fall on the floor. But unless you listen to your customer and understand that that's what their problem is, you don't know to put that there. There were several major reasons for the redesign. Probably the single biggest one, though, still centers around ergonomics. So the idea was to take an instrument that we felt was already the best ergonomically designed instrument in the industry and determine where we could improve it.
Last couple years we've had several requests for what we call the belly tables, which is a rectangular table with a cutout. So we took that into consideration and we made a table the shape of a kidney bean. Very comfortable to sit at, very nice. The table comes out a little farther out where your wrists are, so there's more room to rest your wrists instead of having to hold everything up. The catalyst, especially for me, for making the design changes that we've had, is that over the years form has become more important. We've changed the bridge to reflect some of the new form, and now the table is finally following.
The new table being stiffer was very important to us. One of our goals was to reduce the effects of vibration that the examiner would see. Oftentimes environmental vibrations come at us at 60 hertz. 60 hertz is the speed that your fluorescent light is shutting on and off at. We as humans don't see that as a flickering, we see that as a constant light. The same can be held true with vibrations. If we don't necessarily see our part moving, and ultimately what we see is a loss of clarity. The idea is that as we eliminate those 60 hertz vibrations, our customers are just going to realize a sharper and a crisper image than they've seen before.
Well, certainly some of the older systems, there's just been a significant improvement in the quality of optics from the days of AO and Bosch and Lohm and that stuff. Really, the quality comparison is you can't even make it. The leaps and bounds that have been made in the world of optics since those older used systems were made back in the 60s and 70s is just astronomical. Our tolerances are very tight, absolutely. In my field service work, I have worked on a multitude of other firearms comparison systems, and our system consistently comes out as having the smallest variance between magnifications of those systems. On the LCF3, we're going to have 14 matched positions or click stops on the system. The Parcentricity helps a lot because it allows us to maintain a single axis through both zoom bodies. So as you're moving up and down, your specimen isn't flying off to the left or flying off to the right, and you can really keep the specimen in the field of view without having to pull away and go down and readjust and bring things into position again.
Unified Touchpad, big reason for that was to try and make things easier to use the system. Instead of having to move your hands all over the place to adjust knobs, turn switches on and off, try to bring things into one area that's easier to find, and then also be able to add features that may come up down in the future, just an upgradable system.
We have changed the column that all of the accessories will fit onto. It has been mounted in the back behind the Z column, and it's been stationary. Now we can add multiple posts and move them to the right, bias them to the right, depending on what you want to put. You want to maybe have a screen over here, or a screen over here, or controls, or your lights, or we've just made it much more adjustable to each user. Overall, I think this is going to make the whole system a lot easier to use, a lot more user-friendly, and much more comfortable for each person.
Actually, I think our universal holder really represents the sort of whole concept that we've had around the way that we've built the LCF. What I mean by that is, first of all, we were looking for a way to make it easy for the examiner to interface with the sample holder. Typically, to hold a cartridge case in the past, your solutions have been to use wax, or what I like to call the Helix Christmas tree brushes from gun cleaning. The problem with those is that number one, you need a whole series of different holders to be able to hold the different caliber cartridge cases that we see. So if you've happened to misplace just the one you need for your 9mm cartridge case, you spend a fair amount of time looking for it. So we came up with this real unique 3-jaw holder here. So we can take this cartridge case and we can hold it by its outside diameter. If we wanted to hold it by its inside diameter, I can bring these spring-loaded fingers out against the walls of the case and then tighten them in place. And now I'll be able to see my chamber marks and other things here. And then finally, there's a little dovetail on the end, and now we can come in and we can look for the extractor mark. One holder, we can hold from a 30 thousandths wire all the way up to a 12-gauge shotgun shell.
Development is constant. I don't think we ever really stop developing. It's one of those things where you get an idea from a customer and it kind of snowballs back at the shop. You get the engineers on it, they build it, it's good, we integrate it into our system, everybody loves it, you're on to the next thing right away. I mean, you're always pushing forward, you're always trying to come up with the next great thing that we can provide for our examiners. Really, the whole purpose of it being to make their job easier and quicker at the end of the day.
The LCF3, which we're introducing, has improved ergonomics, improved performance, and improved stability. I think you're going to find that we've been listening to our customers and you're going to be truly excited about the new instrument.